Welcome back to the Project Daily channel, guys. In today's video, we're going to start off by building the bars to connect the chassis to the bash bar. Let's go. Alright, so I've gone ahead and built out two of these tubes that will connect the bash bar to the frame rail. I cut it at a 25-degree angle, and then I notched the other side and ground both. And I made two exactly the same length. Hopefully that means everything's going to be square. So now I'm just going to go and fit it in there and tack weld it in place. It looks like the gap between the top of the bumper and the hood is a little bit big. It looks like you can push it together, but I want things to kind of just fall into place. So I'm going to move the whole bash bar back, hopefully about a 1/4 inch, if not like 3/8 of an inch, and that should fix that issue. Welcome back to Project Daily. Alright guys, part 7, I believe. We're going to get started by trying to mount up the new radiator. That's more or less how it's going to go. And then the intercooler under that, so we have to make all the brackets. This is a S13 3-row Mishimoto radiator, and it's going to go kind of diagonal. I couldn't get any Z31 radiators right now. They're all out of stock everywhere in the US. So I decided to go S13. It's very, very similar in size. And I know these are always going to be available if I need one, so I figured S13 is a good way to go. The only thing is the hoses the flanges are on the wrong side. But that's okay. I'm just going to do like a little S curve to get to that one, and then the one on the bottom is going to be super easy. I've gone ahead and made some mounting tabs for the radiator, for the upper mount. Alright, so I decided I wanted to make it a little bit lower in the frame rail, and I don't want it so close to the alternating and harmonic balancer, so I made up these brackets to lower it down a little bit. You can see one's already on there. Okay, so I put the bumper back on just loosely to give me a better idea of where exactly I want to put the intercooler. As you can see, there's a good gap here to run piping through. I clamped in the headlight. That way I can kind of see where everything's going to land. As you can see, there's like a small gap under the headlight, about 4.5–5 inches. So I can fit some tubing through there. I can also go all the way around the outside and over the wheel well. Alright, just a little update on the intercooler mounting. I think I figured it out. Haven't tacked it up yet. But I got these two tabs hanging down from this crossbar, as you can see, and then I made these two weirdly shaped brackets that kind of fold over this crossbar, and I'm just going to drill and add some rev nuts or just tap the crossbar. So these are going to bolt in, and these aren't going to be permanently mounted. Technically right now you could reach the bolting it to the intercooler, but it makes it a lot harder without taking the radiator off. So I made these brackets that will allow you to unbolt it from the front, and it'll make it a lot easier to get the intercooler off. I've gone ahead and removed the radiator and the intercooler so we can go ahead and finish up the bash bar. One thing I want to do is add some support pieces, 1-inch tubing between here and there. As you guys can see, I added another 1-inch tube to the very bottom of the bumper to go along the bottom of the bumper cover, and then I added a couple supports. You see I made 2 kind of bends there to connect it to the main bash bar, and then I put 2 at the end here. Just got to finish tacking those up, and then we're done with the front of the car. Then I can just get fully welded and painted, and that's it. Woke up early today, started the day off 6 a.m. Got all the supplies I need for today. I'm gonna finish fully welding the entire front end. I'm gonna do as much on the car as possible, and then I'll take it off and put it on the welding table to finish it off. But we're gonna try and take it up as much as possible, and then we'll go from there. After legit 4 hours of TIG welding and cleaning, I finally have it set up to paint. I'm gonna primer it and then paint it. This is my setup. This is what I was able to come up with. I was just taping up a trash can right now to put it on top of, but this will help me get all the angles without anything touching the surface. Today we're gonna finish the headlight mounts and then the latch mount, and then hopefully finish the strut bar too. That way pretty much everything is done and we can move on to pulling the engine, finishing up the engine bay welding, and painting the engine bay. Now that I've beat the headlights to fit and line up fairly well with the hood and the fenders, I can go ahead and pull the fenders off, and we can make the bottom bracket to support the headlight, because right now it's a little wobbly. Alright guys, sorry for not filming this, but phone was dead and I needed to get it done. So these are the headlight brackets that I made for the bottom. Made a pair, put some holes in there to line it up a little bit. Now I'm just gonna bolt them on, and then we're gonna tack them in place. Alright, so we're gonna attempt to cut out that piece. I've gone ahead and used the miter saw to cut halfway through the pipe on both ends at 6 inches, and I made a 1 3/4 inch flat plate to go in here. We just need to cut along these lines now with an angle grinder. gone ahead and filed it down, made it nice and square. There's the piece that's gonna go in here. It's a little pretty tight fit, but then I realized there was a little gap, so I cut a washer in half, and that's gonna go right there. And then this is gonna go obviously like that, but I need to shorten it now. And that's gonna get welded in there. That way everything's closed off and we don't have that awkward gap. We got the latch put on the hood. Now we're gonna close it. And as you can see, now we can go ahead and mark where it's gonna bolt in. Drill and then put some rib nuts in and we're good to go. Oh my God. Oh my goodness.